Hi, this is Dana Gottesfeld. Today we had Marty's hearing. The judge called a hearing to discuss Marty's 100-page motion to request new counsel, as well as to address some of the mistakes about one of the recent filings of this case. At the beginning of the hearing, when Marty came out, I held up these signs. These pictures. This was Justina before she went into Boston Children's Hospital. You can see she is a healthy, cute, adorable young teenage girl. And then this was her time at Boston Children's Hospital. You can see her hairline has receded. She's now in a wheelchair. Before she went in, she was figure skating. And you can just see the overall decline in her health. We held these up, and then I held these up, and then Marty made a statement to his prosecutors. He asked them if they were ashamed of themselves. He asked them to look back and take a look at what they were defending by not investigating and prosecuting, and instead, going after him. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact line, but that was pretty much the point. I was then asked to leave, so I had to step out. I talked to the marshals, but then they let me back in. And what's happening here is the U.S. Attorney's Office is ignoring their UN obligation to investigate, prosecute, and punish torture. Justina was held by the state, by the Department of Children and Families, and Boston Children's Hospital for over a year in a psych ward, where she went from a wonderful figure skater to never being able to walk again. She was in constant pain and agony that whole time. Marty and the U.S. Attorney's Office is not even going to investigate. On the other hand, Marty is alleged to have knocked the hospital off the internet. The example would be by allegedly sending too much traffic to their website. So that's the equivalent of showing up to McDonald's with 200 people. So it kind of affects service, but no one's getting hurt, and it's a temporary problem. And so we're trying to make that point. They want Marty to spend 15 years in federal prison, up to 15 years, and over $1 million in fines and restitution to Boston Children's Hospital. Side by side with this is what's happening to Justina Pelletier. It's a huge miscarriage of justice, and there's really no way to defend it. Not even an investigation, just really, to me, puts the nail in the coffin of a lot of corruption from holdovers at the DOJ and the prosecutors on this case. Now, this is Boston, this is Harvard, and you may know people that go to school together kind of have a brotherhood. So David Diadio, Marty's prosecutor, as well as Adam Bookbinder, both are Harvard grads. I think Harvard Law School. And Marty's prosecutor, Marianne Bowler, she used to work at Harvard Medical School. Now that's significant because Boston Children's Hospital is a teaching affiliate. It's the pediatric teaching affiliate for Harvard Medical School. So she used to work at Harvard Medical School. Her husband still works there. And actually she has smoking gun financial ties to one of the places that tortured Justina. So Judge Marianne Bowler is a director emeritus at the Boston Foundation. The Boston Foundation has raised money for Wayside Youth and Family, the second place Justina was taken to under Boston Children's Hospital treatment plan, and she hasn't recused herself from the case. Other judges have recused themselves for less. We find this to be a huge conflict of interest, and certainly casts a shadow of a doubt on her ability to remain impartial and not emotionally invested, considering she's also financially invested, and there's documentation to draw those connections. So this is just a reminder, if you're just learning about the case, this John Moakley Federal Courthouse in Boston is the old stomping grounds for Carmen Ortiz. That name may sound familiar. Carmen Ortiz is the U.S. attorney under Obama who overzealously prosecuted Aaron Swartz until he committed suicide. Over 61,000 people signed a petition to remove her from office. Steve Heyman, who was the prosecutor on Aaron Swartz's case, also still works here. I saw his name on the docket today for another judge. So we have a lot of corruption going on, a lot of bad people who are interested in overusing the letter of the law to go after things that really should not be considered crimes. Now Carmen Ortiz stepped down when Trump took office, and now it's run by her counsel at the time, an acting U.S. attorney, William Weinreb, who's following in her footsteps and is, for all effects, the same. So that's kind of a recap of the court. We left, and Marty made a statement at the end of his hearing via phone, via somebody else, and I will attach the audio as best I can at the end of this. Got cut off because the phones get shut off. But when Marty came out, and after I made my statement, Marty was just like, Adam Bookbinder wouldn't even look back. Marty's like, look back at the girl, look back at Justina's pictures about what you're protecting. And Adam or David wouldn't look back. They were too ashamed. So I'll keep you updated, and that's the latest here. Marty was granted due counsel. We'll find out more about that, and I'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching.